Some local veterans have been closely watching the developments in Korea because they served in that war in the early 1950s. Channel 2's Ron Plant spoke with some of them this evening for their perspective on this ongoing conflict balanced between diplomacy and the threat of nuclear weapons.
They cannot be trusted.
A common opinion regarding North Korea's leaders among these 12 surviving members of the Western New York chapter of the Korean War Veterans Association at their monthly meeting. They have a combat and time-tested viewpoint from the early 1950s as they battled the invading North Koreans and Chinese and eventually pushed them back until the 1953 agreement, which created the uneasy truce that required a presence of 30,000 U.S. troops as a so-called tripwire. Now, with talk of a potential summit meeting.
We don't believe this. We feel that we're going to have to be careful. This guy gets radical, then he calms down, then he gets radical, then he wants to do this. Nah, you can't trust people like that.
And they cite the dictator leadership of the North.
I just can't believe that after such a long period of time, with such strictness with their public, and they're supplying of food to them and everything like that they're going to change everything overnight.
Some have since visited to see growth in South Korea.
The bridges were there, you know, the roads are good and everything else, and they're building condos about a mile down there.
Even through the decades, there is strong pride in what they did to save South Korea, and now despite their lingering concerns,
I hope the resolve is still there so that everybody benefits, including the North Korean population who has suffered tremendously.
Some of these veterans frustrated to see the Korean War labeled as the forgotten war, especially since 37,000 U.S. troops were killed there. Their pride stems from the fact that U.S. units were sometimes understrength and poorly equipped, thrown in to stop invading North Koreans and Chinese in brutally cold weather, but they endured and fought on, sometimes against terrible odds. Ron Plants, Channel 2 News.